Hey y'all, it's Hans. It is a brand new year. Welcome to 2025. We're still doing the same old thing around here. Night vision and thermal scopes. Last week, I just posted my favorite hunts from 2024, 25 of my favorite hunts. And I want to tell you, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Going into 2025, a very blessed year. It has been fantastic again here on the HansETX YouTube channel. Man, we've been doing this for 8 years or so, reviewing night vision and thermal optics. I'm blessed to say this is my full-time job. So not only do I do this channel, but on a weekly basis, I do a podcast called The Late Night Vision Show, and I do that with the owner of Outdoor Legacy, Jason Robertson, and I also work with Jason at Outdoor Legacy. So at night, you can find me hunting, reviewing optics and night vision and thermal optics. During the day, I am on the phones every day, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, answering your questions about thermal and night vision. And people call that want to buy an optic from Outdoor Legacy, and I talk them through the process. And not only do we have, just obviously we use all the scopes out on the market right now, but we go back many, many years of using brands that don't even exist anymore as far as testing optics. All the Pulsar stuff going back from day one, the old FLIR days, the Armasight days. AGM from day one, iRay USA from day one. So we just have a wealth of knowledge. So if you're looking to buy an optic, you need help deciding, you can call us 877-350-1818, outdoorlegacy.com. Please check out our weekly show. We've been doing it for 350 weeks. And it's The Late Night Vision Show. You can find it on YouTube. Also, thelatenightVisionShow.com. So again, we're going to be reviewing. This is the AGM Spectrum 4K LRF. And we have already chosen this optic on the Late Night Vision Show as the best night vision scope of 2024. Now, just now doing the review here, because I wanted to get a chance to get all the video content that I would, and also I was deer hunting with it. So I wanted to get this done with deer season and then get a chance to do a full review. We're gonna run through the specs. I got so much video, y'all, I'm probably not even gonna get to show it all. Gonna go through likes, dislikes, gonna show you a little bit around this brand new optic. And we're gonna talk about who it's good for and who it may not be good. But first of all, this is a night vision scope, not to be confused with thermal. This is a night vision scope that requires an infrared light to work with it. So just so you know, this is a night vision scope that's being illuminated by artificial light. So it's not a thermal scope, because I get that question. A lot of people generalize the term night vision and they're actually talking about thermal, and so there's a little bit of confusion, but this is a true digital night vision scope. So we're going to get into the specs and then meet you on the other side of that. All right, the price of this. This is the 4K Spectrum LRF. I'll say the name one more time. Price on it is $1,095. That is of January 2025. Y'all, the biggest change in the market isn't just this huge output of, increased picture quality and resolution. Yes, there is that. The biggest change in the market is the readjustment of the prices. So this, you never know. It could change, who knows? We never know from time to time. Optics used to never go on sale. Now they seem like they're going on sale quite often. So as of today, January 2025, price is $1,095. This is considered a 4K resolution. So it's a 3840 by 2160 resolution. That's sensor resolution. It's got a base magnification of 3.5 power, and it goes up to 28 power. A field of view of 46 feet at 100 yards. So it's 3.5 power base magnification and a 46 feet field of view at 100 yards. You can tell it's considered higher, a little bit higher base magnification. So it's going to have a little bit narrower field of view. So we're going to talk about who that might be good for. It's got an OLED display, 1920 by 1080. That's just the resolution of the display screen, not necessarily that's not the sensor resolution. So sometimes those numbers get confused from time to time. That is display resolution. This is a true day and nighttime optic. So it's got daytime mode, where it's digital daytime, and it's got a night vision mode. So basically you can use it day and night. It does have picture-in-picture display, 5 different reticles with 4 different reticle color options. Does have a laser rangefinder with ballistics calculations on it. So a ballistic calculator on it where you can, set it up where it will adjust your point of impact based on the yardage that you range. Video and audio recording, shot activated recording, standby mode. It does have Wi-Fi to an app, so you can download the AGM Connect app on your phone, and you can connect to it to have like live viewfinder mode, and also get videos off of the optic as well. Freeze frame, zeroing mode, internal and external battery. So it's got an internal non-removable and external battery. The external battery is an 18650. You're going to get around 10 hours of runtime on both batteries. It's got a working temperature of minus 22 degrees up to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. So minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit as far as, the cold weather rating. A lot of people ask about that too, depending on where you're at. It's recoil rated for 300 Win Mag and 7 Mag. It weighs 42 ounces. I put this on a scale myself with a mount and with the batteries in it, 42 ounces. And AGM Night Vision does come with a 3-year warranty. Now, I want to show you what this optic looks like. One of the pros, and I'm going to go ahead and jump the gun here. One of the pros is I love tube style scopes. And this, to find a night vision tube style scope, there's just not an abundance of them on the market. Actually, there's more night vision scopes that are being discontinued and removed from the market completely across the board from all these companies than aren't being added. So the fact that one of them that is added is a tube style scope, really like that. It's got the laser rangefinder right here on the top. Obviously, you've got your objective lens focus right here. So you're going to be turning that part right here, and that is your objective focus lens. This is your eyepiece diopter focus. It does come with a rubber eye cup. You've got your menu selection buttons right here. So you got your menu button, and this turret turns. So you can raise the magnification by turning this wheel, this turret, but it also navigates through the menu itself. And then you've got your battery compartment right here on the side. I have this in American Defense Manufacturing QD mount. This QD mount will fit. This is the same QD mount we use on a lot of tube style thermals. And this is a 30 millimeter tube. So any 30 millimeter rings will set it. We'll work with this. You'll be able to set it in there properly. So 30 millimeter tube. This is a 30 millimeter ring set. This does not come with the scope. It does come with just a standard set of 30 millimeter rings. But you can see the reason why I like tube style scopes, and the reason why this is so popular. This, by the way, the scope is one of the most popular night vision scopes I think might have ever been on the market as far as phone calls, volumes, and units of these sold. Since we chose it as the best night vision scope of 2024, these things have been selling like crazy. I thought that maybe night vision was the popularity was dying down quite a bit, but I think a lot of people that already have thermal scopes are buying a night vision scope. And I completely understand. I got on the show and said, having a night vision scope is one of the funnest things you can do, even as a thermal hunter, because taking this thing out around the house, and I've got an armadillo problem in the yard, you got raccoons, whatever. Having one of these on a little 22 rifle is a heck of a lot of fun. But just the basic layout of the scope with the buttons on here on the top. So I'll talk a little bit about that as well, about the button layout. But let's first talk about who it's good for. Then we'll get into the pros and we'll get into the cons. This is a 3.5 power base magnification tube style scope. The reason why I like tube style scopes is because I like to use AR style rifles and bolt action rifles. You can't see them, they're off camera, but I've got a line of rifles right here on the sides of me. And it's ARs and bolt actions, and I swap back and forth quite a bit. A tube style scope will allow you to mount it on any style of rifle, and you'll be able to get good and comfortable eye relief because you have flexibility in mounting this back on your rifle rail, and also you have flexibility of moving this back within the rings itself. So you can move that optic closer to your eye, further away, push it forward on the rail. So with an AR style rifle, tube styles work just as well on an AR style rifle. But if you have a scope, I don't have one laying around here, just a basic compact style scope, there's no flexibility with the mount sitting in the in the mount itself. You can't move that optic back at all. So that's why I like tube style scope. So if you are a hunter that likes to be able to use any platform, a tube style scope is going to be good for you. 3.5 power, that is going to be good for somebody. Really, I mean, honestly, 90% of my shots are under 100 yards. And I do like a 3 power scope. This 3.5 power scope is definitely going to be for somebody whose average shooting distance is going to be 100 to 200 yards, maybe a little bit further on average. If you are hunting in the woods, first of all, if you're hunting in the woods, you're not going to want a night vision scope. Night vision in the woods is not going to be good because the IR light is going to reflect off of every obstruction in your view, reflect back up in the scope and make it where it's not even going to be very useful at all. So this is going to be good in a wide open field. But if you're in open fields, fresh cut fields, and you're shooting, really close range, maybe you've got a deer feeder and you got hogs coming in and they're coming in at 50 yards. Well, maybe you want a 2 power scope, but this is a 3.5 power and it's good again for anybody who's average shot 100 to 200 yards. And that's kind of, I would say, a little bit further than my sweet spot, but I do like a little bit extra base magnification. It does, I'm not as young as I was eight years ago when I started doing this, but my eyes aren't as great as they used to be. So a little bit more base magnification does help me. So that's who it's going to be good for. Somebody average shot 100 to 200, maybe 250 yards on average. It's going to be for somebody who is hunting in wide open, fresh cut fields, no obstruction, no tall grass, no trees, bushes. That's what night vision is going to be good for. Let's talk about pros. No, let's switch that up. Let's talk about cons. There's 2 very quick, maybe 3 very quick cons. The first one is this optic does not come with an IR light. I've talked to 100 people on the phone about this scope, and I've told them, hey, just want to let you know it doesn't come with an IR light. And most of them are like, okay, I've already got an IR light, or I know where I can get one, or we sell the Sniper Hog lights, which I think are probably the best on the market on the website, outdoorlegacy.com. So it does not come with an IR light, positive or negative. It's not a positive, but it's not that big of a negative. It comes with just a standard set of 30 millimeter rings. They're just rings. They're standard rings. If you want a QD mount, if you want a nicer mount, you're going to have to buy that. We do sell the American Defense Manufacturing Recons mounts. These allow you to take this optic on and off the rifle without having to re-zero it every time. These are the ones we use on all the tube style scopes. So it comes with a standard set of rings, but if you want a nicer setup, you're going to have to pay additional or go outside and find a different type of mount. The last thing is that maybe the buttons on top. They're at night, what I found is sometimes I was hitting the wrong button. The spacing is a little close on some of these buttons, but they're not very raised. They're all the same height. That's a struggle that every person has when they get a new optic, trying to work it at night. You get better with it as time goes on, so it's really not that big of a deal. And these negatives are very, very small negatives. The positive, the picture image on it is fantastic, day or night. There were certain situations where there was a very bright moon that I could actually use this optic without an IR light at all. In some of the videos, I had hogs at 130 yards with no IR light turned on, and I could still see them very, very well. So this scope in low light conditions, maybe one of the best night vision scopes I've seen. Also, when you're deer hunting during the day with it and you're getting close to that legal shooting, legal light time, you might be looking out at 20 minutes before legal shooting time is over, and you turn the scope on and it's bright and beautiful, looks like 12 o'clock noon. Really enjoyed deer hunting with it, and really got a nice buck here at the house with this optic as well. So I wanted to save that for the video as well. Got a really nice buck with this scope, got a chance to record it and all of that, and getting a chance to put that in the video as well. So the low light picture, and this is because it has a very sensitive, very high quality sensor on it, so it does well in low light situations. Love the fact that it has the laser rangefinder, the bullet calculations on it. I mean, just an added bonus for this. The laser rangefinder is very accurate. They say out to 1,000 yards. I don't have a 1,000-yard place out here to test it, but I did stretch it out 600-800 yards and was very accurate. So no concerns there at all. 3-year warranty with AGM. AGM has really good customer service. If you have a problem with an optic though, your first call should be to your dealer. So like all of our Outdoor Legacy customers, when they have an issue with an optic, they call us first and say, hey, I got this going on. So many times I've talked to people that had called me because they need help with their optic. They bought it somewhere else. And I said, hey, have you tried to call your dealer? And they say, well, I can't call them. They don't know nothing about them. So if you don't get in a situation where you're buying from a dealer that can't help you out with it, if you have a question on it, that's a very important thing, because a lot of times after you get one of these, there might be some questions about functionality, setup, that kind of things that you might need help in getting worked out over the phone, and a good dealer can do that. The cat was out of the bag at the very beginning of this video. We chose it as the best night vision scope, and I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't even close. Again, there's a lot of night vision scopes that are dropping, that have been discontinued, cut out of the market completely. It seems like the number of night vision scopes from the major manufacturers is going down. But this one that came out is probably one of the best ones that I've tried. So if you want a night vision scope as your primary weapon sight, or if you want a night vision scope just to play around with around the house, or just to have something that a buddy can use while they come over, so they're not just sitting there twiddling their thumbs while you're out hunting, a good night vision scope is a good option to have. But I would tell you, I'm completely switched over to digital scopes now for even daytime hunting, deer hunting, what have you. And the reason is I like the 4K image quality. I like to be able to record my hunts through the optic. And I like all the functionality that this is able to do. I think they're easier to sight in. So I'm using a digital optic like this for all of my daytime deer hunting. And I did that. I made that switch several years ago and have loved it ever since, even going back and many years of shooting bucks with digital scopes and being able to share those hunts with y'all here and on the review. So I would say, if you are in the market for a brand new night vision optic, I would first of all consider what you're doing with it. Consider the things that we talked about, who it would be good for. And then if you want to buy from Outdoor Legacy and you want to talk to me, call us 877-350-1818. Like I said, a lot of my time these days is dedicated to the Late Night Vision Show podcast. It's a weekly show that we do. It comes out every Thursday, and we review scopes. We talk about topics. We've done 2 topics recently, and people have just, the comments have been overwhelmingly positive. We talked about the correlation between magnification and resolution and how to decide for an optic. We've talked about, our specs, what specs are important or what you need to look at. We've talked about form factor, what type of optic goes well on what type of rifle. So you're going to learn a lot of basics there. Even people that have been around the thermal market for a while, we get a lot of people watching our show. We get people that are brand new. We get the veterans in the night hunting world. We get the manufacturers that are watching the show. We get other thermal dealers that are watching the show. It's crazy to hear some of the stories of people that will go into a big box store, and I won't name any names, and they'll go there to look at thermal optics, and they'll say, well, you need to go watch the Late Night Vision Show, before you buy an optic here. And so it's kind of cool. At the same time, I'd hope that they would give us a chance to earn their business and give me a call directly. So if you want to know more about this night vision scope, if you want to know more about all, the best of shows that we did, the best thermal under 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 high end, you can find it, thelatenightvision.show.com. I've said it many times, so I won't bore you with that anymore. Thank y'all. We've got more reviews to come. SHOT Show's coming up in a couple weeks. I'll be doing a lot of content from the show from Las Vegas. A lot of announcements, a lot of new products are going to be released. Don't worry, nothing really that's going to be interfering with your ability to purchase this. I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to make it where this is obsolete at all. This is still going to continue to be a great, great night vision scope. But in the thermal world, there's a lot of stuff happening. January 21st, we're releasing on the Late Night Vision Show 4 interviews with the major manufacturers here in the United States, and it's going to have the details of all the thermal optics that are going to be released and announced at SHOT Show. You'll be able to watch it in the comfort of your own home and know what all the new optics are being released really at the same time that everybody in the industry are. So we look forward to bringing you that. And as always, we were going to continue here in 2025, more hunts, a lot of scope reviews, and a lot more content on this channel and on the Late Night Vision Show. But we will see y'all soon. I hope y'all have a very blessed year. We have so many things to be thankful for, not just business and the sport that we love and what we get to do, but so many things in life, and too many to count here on a short video. But we will see y'all soon, and y'all take care.